thank you for tuning in to the Rob
and Dog
Show.
We got that backwards that time.
What?
That's fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, you usually say Rob when I say Dog.
Yeah.
Well,
that's okay. We can switch it up.
Introduce each other?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is Dog.
And that's Rob. So today on our show...
You want me to introduce her?
Yeah.
Today on our show, we have the world famous Julene Judd.
Wow, world famous.
World famous.
If you don't know who Julene Judd is, get a Facebook.
Yeah, or you must not have
Come park in my driveway.
cool parts on your rock crawler, Jeep,
That's true.
whatever.
Yeah, no, I say I'm infamous, but you guys are probably too young.
Notorious.
Did you ever watch Three Amigos?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, remember how they were going to go find El Guapo when he was more than famous, he was infamous, but they didn't realize infamous actually was the word and it's evil? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So I say I'm not famous, I'm infamous.
Infamous. I like it.
Just call me El Guapo.
Okay, El Guapo.
That'll be my new nickname.
Julene El Guapo.
Judd. I like
me.
it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well,
Is it Judd or is it Walton?
It
I've
still
seen it- I've
legally
seen it
is
both
Judd.
ways.
It's legally still Judd.
What do you prefer?
Summit.
I don't really.
Summit?
I don't really
Summit?
care. Truthfully, though, when my kids are older, I will go back to Walton. But I've kept Judd just because that's their last name.
Makes that simpler.
But and I didn't want to have it one more thing. I don't know how they'll feel about it. But when they're older, I don't care how they feel about it.
It's my life.
So-
Start your own.
Yeah, no. So it is one of those weird things when women change their names. You know, like Judd is not my family name, so it's kind of weird
Right.
that I still have. But yeah. So anyway,
So are you related to the Judd?
I've never been asked that question ever, and my maiden name is Walton, and I was never asked about the show The Waltons either,
Really?
ever.
Well, here we are asking those tough questions.
Yeah. Let's see who else. Maybe I'll marry a Biden next. We'll see.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Hunter's available.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone.
So, how long you been in business?
We just had our 22nd anniversary. April 1st of 2000 is when we started.
22nd. So,
Almost half my life.
yes. Oh,
Somebody
wow.
actually dropped that the other day. I was like, damn, yeah.
That's what I tell everybody, how long I've been married. Half my life. Because it's been 22 years.
Good job.
Married, so.
That's an accomplishment to make it that long.
Yeah, since I was 22, and I'm 46 in a couple hours. So,
Well, happy birthday early.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
What?
Yes.
How did I miss this?
I don't tell anybody. It's just another day for me. So,
Oh, man. Well, good thing this
It's
podcast
Seis
is
de
going to
Mayo.
come out for
Yeah.
at least another week, probably.
70 Mayo.
Oh,
7 to
oh, it's 7. No, today's, what is today? The 6th?
6.
Oh, so it's Siete de Mayo, right?
Is that 7?
Yes.
to do some math.
7
Cinco,
SA
seis.
de Mayo. So 22 years.
Yep.
And how did you get started?
Well, I did grow
Where did it start? Like, what was this dream? Or, like, how did it, like...
Okay, so I never have a fast answer for this because I'm long-winded. My father had his own machine shop growing up my whole life. So I did grow up in the machining world.
What was the name of that?
AAA Precision.
AAA Precision.
AAA Precision. It was down on 400 North and 400 West. Totally in the hood at the time.
Yes.
I had to go down every Saturday and I had to mow the lawn and I had to clean offices and I had to clean machines and I had to do all sorts of stuff.
Was it, there was like a place called Positively 4th Street right by there where bands, anyway, sorry. It was 4 South, 4th West, right there on the corner, right underneath the
So now
overpass.
no, I think there's no overpass right there.
Or maybe it was
6th North has an overpass, but 4th North.
Positively.
Yeah, 4th goes under.
I thought it was 4th West. It's not like it's a freeway.
Are you thinking 4th South? Because that has
Oh, you know what? I am thinking 4th South. Yep,
Yeah.
that's right. All right,
Yep.
4th North.
4th North, 4th West. And so every Saturday I got paid $25 to go work 8 hours and clean the office, mow the lawn. which
More
I
than
hated.
I get paid right now.
I know it's more than I pay myself right now too. I had a deal back then, and I had free room and board. And then every other week, my dad would be awesome, and he would bring home boxes of parts, all sorts of little horrible, awful things, and I got paid a nickel a part to deburr them.
You just
So-
sit there with a little thing.
He always made different tools. Sometimes he had these little plastic plugs. I remember those things. There was thousands of them, and they just had a little nipple on the back, and I had to sit and rub a nipple on some scratch paper. or some
That
not
sounds
scratch
like my
paper, not
dream
scratch
job.
paper, sandpaper, geez.
Feels like me when I'm going up the stairs.
And like watch the Cosby Show or Family Ties or Full House or
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
the Boss
Nice.
or
Remember all good shows.
Dallas, way back in the day, and sit and deburr parts. He had all these other things, these long things that were called destruct brackets because he did a lot of stuff with the DOD. And so he would make the part that we would use to deburr and, a nickel a part.
cool.
So I was running from that world. I was going to have zero to do with it.
So wait. I'm sorry. Were you an only child?
No, I'm the youngest of 6, actually.
So any of the other boys or girls? Or,
I have 3 older brothers and 2 older sisters.
but none of them would
If you want to
come
take
help?
it now, well, and I can give you a little tangent here because I think it's actually kind of interesting
Okay.
about my family. We'll take a
Yes,
tangent.
yes.
So I'm the only child between my mom and dad. My dad was married before and had 3 kids. My mom was married before and had 2. But the
So you got a Brady Bunch going on.
total Brady
Yes,
Bunch. Yep,
okay,
total
okay.
Brady Bunch. So my oldest brother is 17 years older than me. He's 64.
And he's the oldest?
He's the oldest.
Okay.
Yeah,
How much older?
17 years older than me.
Nice. That's about like me and my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Feel you there.
Well, Robbie was the ups, though. So.
yeah, I was too. I'm actually the reason. The doctor told my parents they were in love. That's why, because they'd only known each other for like a month, and my mom was pregnant.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
And I'm really
Just washed our underwear together. I don't know what happened.
I'm really slow on the uptake. It took me to be like 19 before I figured the math out. My mom told me my whole life I was a honeymoon baby, and then pretty soon I'm like, we're missing some time here. What? So anyway, but the funny thing about that, when my dad's 3 kids are named Rick, Lori, and Tyler. My mom's 2 kids are named Rick and Lori.
Oh my gosh.
So I
my
have 2
gosh.
brothers named Rick, and I have 2 sisters named Lori.
Wow.
So they
What are the
didn't
chances
name
of that?
you Tyler? Like just to
Well, they were going to name me Tylene. Like, no
No
joke.
way.
They were. But then one of my sisters, when she was 3, my parents had just gotten married. It was my mom's daughter. She changed her name from Lori to Suzanne. So, but I still have 2 brothers named Rick. And I still call them Big Rick and Little Rick to this day, even though they're like 64 and 54.
See, this is some interesting shit. I bet nobody knows this. Well, maybe a few people, but they're gonna have to tune into the Rob
We
and
know
Dog
it.
show to.
Nobody's
we know
going to
now.
know this for another week.
Yeah.
Those
What are we
hidden
gonna do with-
facts.
What are we going
Yes.
to do with this information for the next
And
week?
I think this is actually kind of cool. I actually share a birthday with my dad and one of my brothers too. So there's 3 of us born on the
Your
same
dad
day.
and your brother and you.
Yep,
Same.
3 of us.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
That sucks. That actually
Yeah.
kind of sucks because
Oh, I-
then you know.
I always thought it was super awesome. Yeah, no.
All right. That's good.
So anyway, I did so.
So nickel apart. Sorry,
Nickel apart. Yes,
I
that's
just
where we
wanted
were.
to know.
Yeah, no, we had the family
But-
tangent. That's right.
None of the other kids helped out in this.
A couple of times, my brothers would dabble here and there, but nobody really had much of an interest in it. And I certainly didn't. Like I said, I was going to be.
Did you
Did
do
it
this
to,
all the
like-
time, or was it just a few times and you're like, all right, fine, I'll make 5 cents a part? Or
No, it was every time my dad brought home a damn box
Oh.
of parts. It was like, oh, there's parts. Oh, great. doing that in front of the TV. And I probably worked every Saturday in the shop from I started when I was 8, probably till I was like 14 or 15, every Saturday. So, but I wasn't going to do any of that. I was going to be an accountant and never get dirty.
Oh, I think
And
you
not
actually
work
did
on my
tell me this
feet.
once.
So I graduated from high school, went to college, and then decided college is a racket. And
Yes.
decided I wanted to work and make money instead. So at the time, I worked at third-party collection agency, and I loved that job. I loved doing third-party collections. I worked there for like 11 years. But in the meantime,
That's how you get the stinky, huh? Okay.
That's stinky.
The stinky.
I'm not sure what that means, but I'll
I don't
go
know
with
what that
it.
means either. but-
Well, I mean, just like like you're very, I think, quick-witted. Like your comebacks are pretty quick. Like, you know, like you're.
Sometimes. There's other times I'll be over here like, what?
Yeah, but I mean, you're pretty witty. I've always said that. Like she's quick with the comeback, and you know, sometimes, you know, well, I'm not very quick, you know, but I'm always like, what? Oh, it takes me a second, but you know.
Yeah, when you have debtors kind of, I guess, yelling at you every day, you get.
But so like when I say
Get tough.
stinky, I mean, you know how to like, oh yeah, you want to be stinky? I could be stinky back.
Oh yeah, let's throw down.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, anyway, so, but then in the meantime, I graduated high school and I met a gentleman who we dated for a while, and then we decided to get married, and he was working at Hoyt USA, the archery manufacturer.
Yes.
And he was working in the machine shop, learning machining. He really liked it. He actually started to get pretty good at it, and he worked at a couple of other shops, and then my dad was just going to retire, and he was, you know, wrapping up. He did a lot of defense contracts with the government, so he was wrapping those up. And through that, you know, I'd gotten married to that guy, and one day he came home and was like, I think I'm going to buy your dad's business. And I was like, what? No, I'm not having a machine shop in the family. I did that. I'm not doing it. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But so I was like, whatever. Eventually, you know, I was like, whatever, we'll just do this 50-50. So because I had the administrative and the business background and he had the skill set. And so we did that for a few years. But, you know, business isn't for everybody. Yeah. You guys both know you've had businesses, have businesses, and it's struggle. And it was what it was. So
some days are
Suck.
really rough, and some days are really awesome.
Some days are diamonds.
Some days are really, really rough.
I mean, Robbie says every day for me is Friday, but you know.
I don't think this guy works.
He lasted in the business for about the first 7 years. So you guys probably remember, you know, the economy in 2007 wasn't very kind to manufacturers,
no.
and then it got worse for like homeowners and everybody else, like
Yes.
2008, 2009. Well, that became quite challenging to deal with. And so that was kind of the beginning of the end of his involvement in the business, and he stepped away. Later, the marriage dissolved, and we
So
split.
when
So
you guys started this, what were you machining? Anything and everything, or just?
we had actually, my dad was super nice, and he gave us like this really cherry job that was like through the government, and he subcontracted it to us. And I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember it was the simplest job, and it paid like fucking bank. Like I was like, this is how, yeah. So I was thinking
right.
government
This
jobs
is
are
how
great.
Dad does it.
Yeah.
Dad,
Yeah.
you've been lying. You're only paying me a nickel. Should have been like $5.
I want a raise right now.
I remember
I
it
wanna
was
go
like
back in time.
It was 1,000 parts, and they were aluminum, and they were simple, and it paid like $35,000 for this. And I was like, this is so easy. Why doesn't everybody own a business? This is so simple.
Yes.
Yeah, when your dad's like giving you the cherry picked stuff, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is super easy. And so that's how we kind of got the first step, and that gave us like a little bankroll, right? And then
got
we
you
start-
going.
To
got you
buy
moving.
more machines and upgrade this.
Well, and
that.
and then start to sell ourselves, and we so we came in and we bought actually all of my dad's equipment. Oh, sorry, we bought all my dad's
it'll
equipment.
pick it
It'll
up.
still pick it up.
Okay. We bought all of his equipment. And so then it was, what do we want to make, And we had a Jeep, and the off-road industry was always an interest. We liked the outdoors and that kind of stuff. So we actually started doing a lot of work early on through Poly Performance. They outsourced a ton of stuff to us. Full Traction Cal Mini. I'm going to bring up some old names. We did some stuff with Sway Away. We did some
They're
stuff.
still around.
Okay, because I can't remember.
Sway-
Trying to
I
remember
have
some of
sway
these.
away sway bars on my buggy.
We did some stuff with RevTech.
They're still around.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of who these. I know. Gosh, who's that guy? Anyway, I could go through.
Yeah, nobody makes their own stuff. They outsource it and then
So
put
we-
their name on it. And
So we got a lot of this stuff contracted. Oh, Rubicon Express, that was another massive one. That's what I was thinking
Oh,
of.
nice.
We made all the RE joint parts. And that was kind of like, when we started making those, we made them for a while, and then that kind of dissolved, and it's like, we can do something better. Like, that works, but it's missing this, or if we did this, or if it came, then that started morphing there. And then it just sort of took off from there. We've always, by foundation, been a machine shop, a job shop machine shop. So we take on work in all sorts of industries.
yeah.
How much do you think is like Jeep stuff percentage? Probably pretty small compared to the other stuff you do, right?
Well, the pendulum's kind of swung. So right now, it's actually probably about 60% aftermarket
Really?
automotive stuff, whether it be our stuff or just because the off-road industry, Jen writes links, and there's some other customers that don't want me to tell that
Yeah.
we make their links,
Yeah.
or they buy our spare tire hinge kits in high volume.
We know who they are.
I think most people do
We know
because
who you are.
Yes. We
you
know
can't
who you are.
can't hide. No, it's funny because these people say,
Yeah.
don't advertise, don't tell anybody, and I get it.
Yeah.
But then I have somebody call and they're like, oh, I just got a steering kit from this company. Do you make the links for that? I can neither confirm nor deny.
I know the exact size of them. If you need
what-
some, I can make you some.
What's
No,
the
I
problem?
don't do that.
Oh.
That's terrible. I
you
don't
shouldn't
do
do
that. So anyway, right now it's about a 60-40 split, but that's, it just jumped over that 50% mark. Up until then, we've done so much over the years. Medical and dental, we've done aerospace, construction, oil fields. We made actuator parts for, oil rigs up in Wyoming. And like I said, we made tons of titanium wedding rings. I mean,
She
thousands.
makes America.
I make America.
Makes America.
She makes America.
Oh yeah, you do
Just
that.
call me Miss America.
Who was it that made their own wedding? Was it Jason Goetz or was it?
Oh, I've had.
Somebody made their own wedding ring or something that worked for you.
Oh yeah, I think every employee that worked there when we made wedding rings, and they were getting married.
They're like getting married just so they can make a wedding ring. They're like, oh man, this is cool.
Yeah.
Babe, want to get married?
I'm going to make you one too, honey.
Yeah.
Want to get the government involved in our
Then
love,
she's like-
babe?
She's like, I want diamonds.
Yeah. Yep. So no, and we've got parts on a couple of Mars rovers, or actually Mars landers. Yep.
No way.
Yep.
You got parts on Mars?
We've got parts on Mars.
No.
Nice. Hell
That's
yeah.
cool.
It's pretty bitchin'.
Does NASA get mad at you for saying that?
No.
Not anymore. Maybe it's been too long, or
No, we never did have anything that we had to keep off the books on. It actually was. This is how awesome our government is at spending money. Lego got involved and did like this big thing with, branding a certain thing, and just got shoved millions and millions of dollars by NASA. And then it got subcontracted through like a gazillion companies. And we ended up making these little aluminum Lego replica blocks.
no way.
Yeah. So we still have some at the shop. If you
That's
come,
cool.
they look exactly like a Lego block, but they're from aluminum. Like the 2x6 and the 2x8s and the 3x9s, and I mean, you name it. We made a whole bunch. And then they went on this contraption that had a CD player in it, and the CD player had every language on Earth, someone saying hello in every language on Earth. And it's in this contraption, and it's supposed to be up there. So when the aliens find it, they're going to be smart enough to know how to get the contraption apart. They're going to know to read the CD, and they're eventually going to hear a language they understand that says hello, I guess.
And they'll
is
be
the
able to
idea.
play Legos.
I guess. But this is what our government spends money on.
That's cool. Though.
And now I have to kill both of you.
Elon Musk is going to be the alien that finds that.
Yeah. Right?
Hey, I found your Legos.
We've made like medical hammers, we've made nipple cutters, like for breast augmentation surgeries.
Hey, did Robbie buy them a couple years ago or
He
something?
did, but I don't think he used them properly.
I did. I actually got rid of most of my nipples.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know if you've.
maybe that's why it feels like sandpaper when you walk up the stairs.
World's smallest nipples.
My nipples are the smallest nipples in the world, so
I'll take your word for it.
I
Look like mosquito bites.
when something hurts my nipple, it actually hurts like 3 times as much because it's so little.
Do they just look like moles? They're just like moles.
Yeah. Yeah. Little
It's
mosquito
like 2 little
bites.
freckles.
I have a mole next to one of them, then the mole is bigger.
The mole is bigger.
Yeah.
They look
And it's,
like
not a and it's not a big mole.
they look like beauty marks.
So, what's like the biggest piece you've ever manufactured? Like, how big can you go? Just like, how big can you go?
Oh, that gets personal pretty quick.
Oh, yes. Well,
I think we might need one of these for
Yes.
that.
What are you reaching for down there?
So it depends on if we're talking about the mill or the lathe. So on our biggest lathe, which lathes do turning work for anybody who needs any specifications. Tool is stationary. The material spins. I think our biggest lathe can do. God, it depends on how far it has to hang out too, right? Because you're tooling. So I mean, I'd say comfortably maybe 15-inch diameter we could turn.
So a small wheel.
13 inch. Again, depends on how deep it is. If we're talking it's only 3 or 4 inches, or
So if you wanted to
18
make
inches,
a really expensive rim, you could take a chunk of aluminum.
we would do that on the mill.
So on the mill, how big can you go on the mill?
Our biggest mill has 24 inches of travel in X, which is side to side. It has, I should know this better, huh? I think it has 18 inches of travel in Y, and then it has 17 inches, of travel in Z. So
pretty good size.
it's not massive, but I mean, what we've done, we've worked on stuff much bigger. We actually made plates that were 4x8 sheets. And they were molds for the Sikorsky helicopter flooring panel that they ended up putting, not Sikorsky. Edit that out. It doesn't matter. I've been drinking fancy water. I don't know why
She's hammer
Sikorsky.
drunk.
I was thinking my dad did stuff with the Sikorsky helicopters, but no, I don't know what the helicopter was at these ones. But it was floor panels. It was a mold for floor panels. They put fiberglass on, right? And then they cook it. But it's actually a diamond dimple, and you make one diamond at a time, and there's something like, I don't know, 7,500 dimples on this whole plate, right? But you do one at a time. You have to do them in quarters, and then it's very technical because if you think about a piece of Play-Doh, every time you push it, what happens? It gets wider and bigger. So you have to keep changing.
Or is it?
Yeah, no, it's actually pushing it and deforming it. Everything. It's not cutting anything. It's not spinning. It's an actual
So it's like
dip. It's like a
stretching
die.
it as it goes.
Wow.
So it's pushing it, so your plate gets bigger. It actually grows like an inch in every direction.
No way.
When it's all said and done.
Wow.
So we take like the sides off the machine when we've made those, so that it actually we can lay the whole sheet on the machine.
Man, that's a lot of math to do to figure out how to make it exact and get it.
What it is it's actually hard on your back because you have to get out all the fancy eye equipment that blows everything up, so you can measure things like, and you spend, 7 hours and 58 minutes of the 8-hour day bent over looking at little dimples to see where they're. So yeah.
Murph spends that long bent over, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
I have to pee.
Biting the pillow.
So I seen on your Facebook the other day or was it yesterday, about that drill bit? What does one of them drill bits cost? They look pretty.
That's such a sad story. I couldn't even give an update. That costs about $400.
That one drill bit, and what
Yeah.
is that? Looks
It's-
like a 3/8 or.
Oh, no. It's 16.1 millimeters, so it makes a hole that's 0.0635, so just over 5/8 inch.
So
hole
that's
size.
a big drill bit.
It's a pretty good size, yeah.
So do you have
About that big.
Do you have like a whole set of these $400 drill bits?
Oh.
How many $400 drill bits do you think you have?
I can't even count any.
And how many has Aaron broke this week?
Aaron's been
Shout out
good.
to Aaron.
I broke the drill.
Oh,
I didn't even put it up.
can't even be mad at anybody when you break it.
He doesn't even know. The only person who knows was I had to ask Jim a question about making a new program to go to a different drill that we ended up having. I have to drill and bore it now, and I had a quick question for him because I'm not 100% fluent yet. So, but yeah, so the drill is sitting over there on my little table where I was working, reminding me. I can resharpen it now. The problem is like that drill, so it wears and you get it resharpened. So pretty soon the drill that starts out this long ends up only this long.
Right.
So it works really good. I only had to make a hole that was like 1.5 inches deep. But I had like 6 inches of actual thread. So it's way oversized, but I didn't have another drill. So I thought I could just, quickly crank out these parts. Well, so
Yeah.
it's too long.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's too long.
Didn't lift it up high enough to.
Well, no. It's just it's really long. When you think about drilling
So it
something
just-
that's
it
like,
just put too much pressure on it, broke it.
well, it's carbide, so there's no flexibility. It's completely
just
brittle,
shattered.
and it's just too long of a drill for that hole size. It just doesn't have the integrity and it's stainless, so it's hard. So anyway,
Things you learn in a machine shop.
yeah, and I was just in a pinch. I used to have shorter drills, but we used up all those shorter drills, and so now I can send this in, and they can resharpen it. Now I have a short drill.
That works.
But no, it's broken. It's sitting there. So now I'm using a different drill and I'm boring it, and it's shameful. But I'll give an update that's like, I'll add it to my tooling of shame. Wasn't really anything I did wrong other than I just used the wrong. I mean, I did it wrong. I'll own it.
You fucked up.
I didn't use the exact right tool for the job, and it just didn't last as long as I was hoping to eke out, right?
So-
You guys have never done that, right?
No, dude.
Never done that.
No. So like any of your mills, can you like hand do it, watch it, and just like crank the little crank, move it over this way, move it this way. Yeah.
Well, we only have one manual mill.
Is it a Bridgeport?
It is a Bridgeport. And so, yeah, that's exactly how that works. We've got 3 manual lathes, and it's the same thing. You got your 2 little dials, but we don't use them for very much. I mean, we use them for denippling parts.
Why do you look at me, Merv?
Well, because I seen you like.
We could go put it on the grinder, but it's like we're a machine shop. Why would we grind something, right?
I'll just talk about grinders and nipples.
I know. It
Grinding
makes
a
you
nipple.
moist. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll get talking about balls and rods and shanks and balls and bungs and
Oh,
Just wondering,
Shafts.
Do you ever make perfect balls or fears or spheres?
sphere.
Spheres?
I'm going to be totally honest. I need to see if they did it on how it's made, because I do have a fascination with how they make ball bearings.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they have to be tumbled because it's
Gotta be a way to
perfectly
make it
round.
perfect,
You
yeah.
cannot.
I think I've seen it. I'm not even kidding. I think it's like one long rod and it cuts it off and then it kind of spins through
That would
this
make the
thing,
most sense,
and it's
yeah.
glowing red hot. And as it spins through these things, once it drops in, it kind of looks like it just twists and goes through like 2 corkscrew
Yeah.
screws.
And it just slowly rounds it out.
Yeah.
That makes the most amount of sense.
But how do they get it perfect?
Well, by the time it goes through all them corkscrews, it's like, 10 feet long. By the time it gets to the
And
end
it's
of
all
it, it's
cool.
hard. And so then it just falls.
So-
That's what she said.
And I think
By the
you-
time she gets to the end of it, it is hard.
It is hard. That's
And I think you have to be Swiss. You have to be Swedish or something, or some sort of European.
So, never made a perfect sphere, but
Want to make one? I need one.
No, I really don't.
6-inch sphere.
sphere.
did you find your crazy ass bolt that you were looking for a couple weeks ago?
I did find it.
140 millimeters.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
I called her for that bolt.
Yeah, I
He was like,
remember.
"Can you make this?" And I
I
was
called
like,
everybody.
"Yeah, totally
Murph was
can."
helping me
But
try to find it.
Yeah. Well, I remember I went
For those
to.
of us listening, I was trying to find a 140 millimeter bolt.
M10.
M10 by 140 by 1.25,
cone head.
and it had to be
a cone head.
better than grade 8.8, which is harder to find than you think. But
Yeah.
Amazon for the win.
So good, it works.
I got it off Amazon. It says it's a grade 10.9, but I don't know if it's Amazon. It's from China. It's probably not, but
It's made
it
out of
fit,
cheel.
so, yeah.
Aluminum and cheel.
It's made out of pop metal.
Yeah, no, it's
It
like
might break and leave me stranded in the middle of the desert someday. But
panda poop is in there. You know that?
panda
Panda
shit,
poop.
that's rare. It's expensive. That's a rare delicacy in
Panda
Wuhan.
shit and bamboo shoots is the filler they
That's the
use.
side. That's the side that they eat when they're eating bats. I think they have bat and then panda poo.
What? What are we talking about?
No, All right.
They dip it.
I think so. Yeah, that's how they get the flu.
Oh,
COVID.
okay.
That's how COVID's made.
Oh, yes. Okay.
No, I watched
Sorry, it was
South
bad-
Park.
it
It
was
was
a-
a pangolin.
The penguin. That damn Mickey Mouse.
That was such a great episode.
So disgusting.
It really was, but it was pretty good. So yeah, nope, never made a perfect ball, but we make lots of balls. We make beautiful balls.
Yes,
Beautiful balls.
I think I
Some balls are made for.
I have some of your balls all over my race car.
Of course, I have shelves of balls. I'm just waiting for dudes to buy.
And they're still.
They're
Yes.
shiny, and I polished every one of them.
So
Balls
I
are
know
made for
that
bouncing
like
and some for fancy.
you had to make some specially for like Jimmy's chassis because
Uh-huh.
ours are like wider. Do you have any extras? Left
I do.
over? Oh, okay.
I do,
I'm
yeah.
just wondering because I know like
You waited a while.
I waited a minute.
Yeah, you did.
And I remember you're like, yeah, I'm not going to do it till I get more people that want some. And I was like, damn it. Because Jimmy's are
2 7/8.
2 7/8, yes.
Yeah.
And everybody else's is 2 5/8.
2 5/8 or 3-inch. Desert racers do a common 3-inch. So Jimmy's did like a unique one. But we also have the Bronco does a unique one. It's like 2 3/4, the new Bronco, because we make. Oh, I'll make a plug. We
All right,
We now have components on the shelf that you can use our large billet flux joints for the new Broncos, because we've been working with Funhaver off road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
Fun never.
Oh yeah, we're having fun.
Never.
Yeah.
I am really thankful that Lauren Healy reached out and wanted us to do parts up for him. So it gave us the opportunity to get dimensions, and now
Nice.
if you need, so yeah, Fun Haver has upgrades for the Broncos, but anybody who's doing an off build can absolutely do it.
Yeah. Bronco parts. Bronco and Jeep and Jimmy's cars.
Anything. We're a
Anything.
machine shop. We
Anything.
can make anything.
Anything.
Anything you want.
Even spears.
I keep sticking my finger in this hole.
I-
I mean, it's like
Yes.
I'm a girl and I have this fascination with like fingering this table. It's like
I tell Robbie that.
Careful,
all
I
the
don't
time.
know. It's probably dirty. Like your finger's all black now.
I tell Robbie that all the time. Keep
Should
your
I just
finger
be
out
like-
of there.
One right down the
give me like a dirty Sanchez.
Mustachio.
some war paint.
There was a guy that
I already
came
put
into
the
my
war
s-
paint on.
There was a guy that came into my store today that had the Super Trooper mustache, and I was like,
Like a real one, or like
"Well, it
a
was
Robbie
it-
Flandro mustache.
No, it was real." And I
Like
was,
like the big bushy one?
yeah,
or-
just like those Super Trooper ones that's all big, and I was like, "Nice." And my little brother's like, "Oh, the caterpillar or something." Or,
See, I think of the Farva mustache that was kind of like
Oh, like the little like.
yeah, no, I'm talking the bigger, thick one.
Right, okay.
And then he goes,
Big old cat.
"No, this is my womb broom."
Oh, gross.
that's pretty awesome
disgusting.
actually. I mean, I've heard other terms. I've heard
we
the
laughed
typical
so-
like flavor savers
Yeah.
and stuff like that. The womb broom.
The womb
broom.
broom.
God, I'm gonna keep that one. That's pretty good.
I laughed. Me and my
That's
little
good.
brother laughed. It was pretty good. Yeah, hadn't heard that one.
That's awesome.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's probably where it all started.
He did have an amazing mustache. Yeah.
Was Tom Selleck hot?
You know what's funny? My mom and dad weren't into Magnum PI, so I didn't really watch it growing up. But I had.
Did you have his poster on your wall?
I didn't.
Behind the door or anything?
I was definitely Dukes of Hazzard.
Really? So
Yeah.
Tom girl all the way?
Well, yeah. I mean, kinda. But Bo was the cuter one, you know, and definitely. My sister thought Luke was the cuter one, you know. But Bo and Luke.
Why are you looking at me?
Yeah, why are
I
you?
don't
being-
know what the hell you're talking about.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, like
Like, because he asked if I watch or if I,
I
thought
don't-
Magnum PI guy.
my
was
generation
awesome.
doesn't watch that. That's racist.
Oh yeah, no.
I watched.
Yeah, so now the new word
that
is.
one might get edited out.
Should we tell them what the new word is? It's
We're working on getting canceled here. We've only
I don't even follow.
4 podcasts in.
You might have to write that down. I'm
yeah.
lost.
We'll tell you later.
Yeah, can we do like? I don't think we can talk
like-
anymore. My brain stopped.
Like
It's good. Let's
dinner. Dinner.
Murph's on his own on this one. He comes up with jokes. They're really not that funny.
I think they are.
So,
Okay, so moving on.
So yeah, we went from racist. Yeah, okay.
Somebody hit
so
the want. There we go. All right.
I've been like
That kill your ears?
ear raped.
Are you ear raped?
Is that one on
Can you
there?
turn your volume? Do we need to turn volume down?
Nope.
How loud is it for you?
Yeah, is it
loud?
too loud? The
We
microphone?
can turn it down.
Oh, you guys know
Well,
I'm
we
super
could-
deaf, right?
Okay,
I'm
me
totally
too.
deaf. I have to turn the thing.
I've worked in a machine shop my whole life.
When
I can hear shit, but I just can't hear, like when the TV's on, I can hear that it's on, but I can't hear what it's saying.
My dad comes to town
Hard of hearing.
and it's like closed captioning is on and it's turned
yeah.
up to like 78. I'm like,
So that's my jam.
yeah.
Yeah,
Even at
all
that,
of
it's a
that.
little rough. But no, I got the ringing in the ears too, like the tinnitus.
Oh, yeah?
I totally got that.
Oof. Well, yeah, you basically lived in a machine shop your whole life.
Yeah. No,
Do you wear ear
I
protection at all? No?
I raw dog it every day.
Raw dog for life.
Yes, I love her.
No, everybody wears ear protection but me because I'm bound and determined to go deaf early.
I can't wait till I can't hear you guys whining.
And I'm a loudmouth too. I talk to everybody like, you know, they can't hear me.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's
hey,
why I'm so
Aaron,
loud."
Jimmy, Yeah.
I'm right here. You ain't got to scream. I'm not screaming.
I'm so
What are you talking about?
I'm so deaf when we go in the race car. I have to turn my radio all the way up, like buried, and everyone else is like, turn mine down. Oh, my ears. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Like, you can hear that?
Oh, well, it's like air hoses are number one, and then we cut things in the shop, and sometimes when we're boring an ID, it hits like that high, and you're just like,
Yeah.
Swimming.
I think blood starts trickling out. And then there's sometimes you get the brown noise, and you're like, oh, I fucking shit my pants.
Is that right? Deep.
Oh, you're like, oh, that's bad. And then our big mill has a bearing that's going out in it, so that's always making a
my God.
terrible noise. So yeah, Aaron. It's funny because we're all loudmouths
Getting some
except
payback
Aaron.
for that opera.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my God. So yeah. So a couple of years ago, the city was giving me hell about renewing my business license, which is a totally other story. But they made me fill out this giant questionnaire in their little interview process with me of if I emit any noxious sounds or smells. And I was like, I live next. You guys put a fucking charter schools next to me, and you're asking me if I
Yeah.
make offensive sounds
Yeah.
or smells? Have you seen what's over there? I can smell those little creatures. I hear them. God.
Well, then you should have told him. I also have. Well, you have two. Well, you had 2 dogs 2 years ago, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm down to one.
Yeah, and them make
sad.
offensive noises and and offensive smells.
Well, it's been, every once in a while, if my dog takes a dump in a place where I don't want to I just throw it over the fence to the school, let the kids play with it.
Oh, I love it.
It's like, Matt,
It's your payback.
Yeah,
every once in a while.
yeah,
Park in my driveway. See what happens.
yeah,
Motherfuckers. You saw that post the other day with that guy, right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
The
you
next
saw
day,
the
the
next day he
apology.
came,
And then I could
felt
tell
very
you
bad.
felt bad. You were like,
I
"Damn
did.
it."
Well,
Because in the
did I
moment
miss
I want to
this?
just like cream giblets and I want to slit throats. I'm just like, oh. But then I'm like, I still
What
have
did
an
I
ounce
miss?
of human.
I must have missed this.
You didn't.
You didn't see it? So some guy was parked halfway in her driveway, and then she went out there with her video camera and asked him to move, and he was like, "No, I'm only here for a second." And she was like, "Yeah, but you're blocking my driveway." And he was like,
He was there for 7 minutes, like sitting, and there was 3 people that were trying to get on the driveway between my business and my neighbor, and they couldn't get in because he was just sitting in the middle of the driveway on the road.
"Oh, so there was people waiting?"
There was, yeah.
Oh, so see, okay, that makes more sense. I
So I was like, you need to move.
because I was kind of thinking, all right,
I'm being super bitchy.
I was
So
thinking,
everybody
maybe
was
she's
making
being
driveway
stinky.
jokes, and I just thought it was from just always your driveway.
No, I just
know
had
you've
one a
always-
week
I know
ago.
you've always had trouble with people. parking
Yeah,
in
I
your
mean,
driveway.
they line up for the school next door, and it's like not that hard to just leave the driveway open, right?
Yes,
But they don't. Well, most of them do. But this guy pulled up, and they were just starting the drop off and pickup, or I guess it's pickup. So he was right in the middle of the driveway, and then my neighbor's daughter was coming over. So she was trying to pull in, and it was blocked, and so she had a string of cars behind her, a school bus, and like 10 other cars clear back to the roundabout. He had a construction worker coming the other direction in the left-hand turn lane trying to pull in. He could, so the whole road was tamponed, right, completely. And so I was like, one of my employees, Nanette, she went out and was like, what are you doing? You need to move. People can't get in. And he wouldn't even roll down his window or get off the phone and talk to her. So I didn't know all this was going on. I was busy with stuff. Then I see her out there, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I go out there, and she just turns around and walks back. She's like, yep, she's going to get fucking pissed.
It's like, all right, Mama Bear's coming.
Shit. You
So
just fucked
I
up.
do like to march down the driveway. Like, yeah. So
Your employees will get her phone out and hiding behind a bush, like, oh, it's gonna be good.
Move, motherfucker.
So I was
Going
like,
on TikTok later.
I was like, why are you blocking my driveway? And he's like, I'm just here to get my kid from school. And I said, that's not what I asked you. Why are you blocking my driveway? People can't get in and get out. And he puts his window up and just ignores me. And I was like, all right.
Oh, I
All
would
right,
have thrown a rock through his
and I'm like, you're a fucking coward, you're a fucking pansy ass coward. I was like pissed.
She was pissed.
I was pissed because it's like, I'm like, you need to move. Go get back in line. People need to get into where you're blocking. 7 minutes. We're not talking like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, like
Yeah.
a full 7 minutes of. So anyway,
I can't believe he just sat there and people are sitting there trying to pull in. He's probably like, I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Fucking no, you lost your spot for
get
blocking
out of
that-
line
yeah.
and go get back in line.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
it's just
even
dumb.
pull in your driveway for a sec.
If he would have been totally cool and been like, would you care if I just pulled in your driveway? You
Yeah.
know, if you'd have been, I'd have been like, sure, because
Just
I'm
talk
not
to you.
anti-human. But
Yeah.
when he was so dismissive and just
Like
in that
fuck
moment,
you,
just
yes.
he was coming across very elevated, like, nah, I can do what I want. I don't have to talk to you. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, motherfucker, you don't
Don't
get to do
let-
what you want.
What kind
Yeah.
of car was it?
It was a G-Wagon.
But no.
course.
He
Of course.
apologized.
So
Did
then
he really?
Yes.
so
He
I
came
found
to
out who he is, and I won't disclose how I know, but I'm just very observant. And so I figured
Call
out
him out.
She
Call him
knows.
out.
I
Call him
tagged him on.
Oh, yeah.
I
No
tagged him
way.
on Facebook.
Trust me.
I put all this stuff.
Like,
And I felt
I gotta
bad.
get on
Like
Face-
I did not expect the reaction that was there.
If
And
you haven't seen this, get a Facebook.
Wait. What do you mean? You have so many people that engage in your conversations.
I know,
Like,
but I didn't expect.
I'll see you post it up, and like sometimes Julene just posts it, so I'll read it. Oh, okay, cool, and I'll read it, and then like all of a sudden I'll like it or something, and then it says, "Hey, somebody else posted on it. Somebody else posted on it. Somebody else posted on it." So I stopped liking them only because it says every time
You
somebody.
can unfollow the post after you like it.
Oh, well, anyways.
You can dump me. That's okay.
No.
We can break up after this.
I
It's okay.
still see the posts. I'll like them
Right.
after they've had like 50 comments on them or something, whatever.
So no, I
Anyways.
totally blew him up, called him out. He owns a company in Draper, and so then he had like 30 people that go on his company Facebook page
Oh,
and make
no.
bad reviews about him, and you can't delete that shit.
That's not cool.
The only people who can delete it are
That's
the
a
people
little
who
far.
posted it. And people were like, "Do you care if we do it?" And I'm like, you know what? You guys do your own thing. But I really didn't think people would do it. And then somebody found his home fucking address and put it up there, and I was like, okay, this is too much. And
yeah.
I felt so bad.
Dude, it was awesome.
I
that's
felt
a little
s-
far.
I mean, at the
I'm
moment,
all about like
I'll
a
be
good burn, but
right in the moment. When, at first, I was like, you know what, serves you right for kind of acting the way you
He
did. But then
deserved it. He deserved it.
he was really, really pompous in the moment. But anyway, so then he actually came to the shop the next morning.
Yeah.
And I was in the shop talking to Aaron. We were going over something on one of the toolboxes, and I see him like poke his head around the corner. And then I could see these flowers. And Aaron saw it, and Aaron's like, oh, and he just turned around. And so I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, I just wanted to come by and apologize for yesterday. And he had flowers. He had a handwritten card. And he gave me a $100 gift card to Amazon.
way.
And he gave me a very sincere apology, and he gave some information. And then it made me question my lack of humanity that I show
I mean,
sometimes.
maybe he was just having a bad day.
He was. He really was.
Do you really think?
It doesn't excuse his
doesn't ex-
dismissiveness.
yeah.
But I walked away from that being like, you know what? I just have to do better than being that epic of a bitch. Because
Yeah.
I've kind of,
No, but when somebody's trying to pull in your driveway and somebody's blocking it,
and refusing
It's
to
annoying.
cooperate.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
annoying. Like
I would
I
be
would
like-
lose my temper too.
I would be like,
I don't blame you one
I
bit.
think I'd have pulled my truck up to his car, hooked a fucking tow chain to it. and I
Everybody
would
was
have
like, get your
wrapped it.
forklift.
I would have.
That's what everybody's like, get your forklift, make it move. And I'm like, I'm not that.
Oh,
I'm not that.
I'm that. I would have done that. I pray for shit like that to happen to me, and it doesn't.
If you want
I
to come
want
hang,
shit like that to happen.
if you want to come hang out in my driveway every day at like 3:10,
Let me tell a partial story because I don't even know the whole thick of it. But I show up to Murph's shop one day and he's out behind his shop pretending to work on his car, blocking his neighbor.
No, I just put shit in the trunk of it, or I had.
Yeah,
it,
he's pretending to load his car, but he's like loading it, then unloading it, and he's just pretending to be in the way, and he's trying to be in the way of his neighbor, who's always in his way.
No, she was
And then
mad because her
Murph-
garage and my garage door,
it's a
are-
corner. So his
Okay.
garage door's here, her garage door's here.
'Kay.
She has like
She
six
has
garage
two
doors.
garage doors right next to each other.
Murph
Okay.
only has one.
okay.
So if he pulls in to like load or unload, she would just lose her mind.
Well,
on
if I
Murph.
park right in front of my garage door, she can still use the second one right next to the first one. There's no wall in there. It's just
Also,
both of them
I think
open
she-
up, go into the thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she had like storage stuff in there too. Like she never would even go in that.
Well,
door.
she wanted to use the semi to unload insulation there.
Either way, it was like Murph would be there for not that long even. You know?
Right.
But she was making a huge deal out of it and she had
She called
plenty
my
of other
landlord
options.
and everything. But landlord loves me. But
Murph's-
anyways, go ahead.
Murph's landlord's pretty, but yeah, Murph would like totally like try to start stuff just.
I'm shocked. I would have never thought.
Well, hey, let's
it
just
made me laugh
say,
because it was like Murph was acting like a 5-year-old. I go over there, I'm like, "What are you doing?" I'm trying to be annoying.
I was like, oh, I'm waiting for her to come out.
And
He's like walking loud.
Well, because she
puffing
was
and
like,
puffing and like.
the lease says you're not supposed to park back here unless you're unloading or loading. And I was like, I have special permission from the owner that I could park right here. Why? Am I in your way? Yeah. Okay. Are you got something loading? Yeah. So I move. Okay, no big deal.
Right.
Nothing fucking comes. She was just doing it. And so the next day I parked there. And I've been parking there for 10 fucking years.
Right.
And so she just barely moved in. And now she's trying to tell me, like, bitch, I've been here for 10 years. You've been here for 10 days. You're trying to tell me?
Right. Yeah. No, we're going to do the theory of escalation until someone dies. Right? Is that like,
So when she...
Murph got her kicked out.
Yeah,
well,
so she,
almost death, but there you go.
she no longer works or has a business there anymore.
So that goes right along with my statement, fuck around and find out, right? It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, not the landlord, I should say the owner of the property. She calls me her adopted son. She loves me. I don't know why, but she loves me.
We just got done building a staircase at her house today.
Yeah, it looks good. I seen
Very
that.
nice.
Looks really good.
Turned out really nice.
That spiral staircase.
It was a freaking nightmare to do, but
It looks like it was how did you get it to match up? Like, is that just like measuring shit? Like, how many times did you have to?
I'd love to take credit for it, but it was mostly Keegan
Oh.
sitting there. I think Keegan's been pulling. I think Keegan grew like 10 years this week because he's
Because of
been
that?
he's been a little stressed out this week.
Yeah, because to match
and
it
I've been
up
yelling
there
at him
and
every
then
day
to
to
match
hurry
it,
up
come
and-
out this way. Like, I didn't even think about that. I just thought, just throw it up, see what happens. But
No, there's definitely a lot of math to
Yeah,
it. Like,
there
you have to
is,
like figure out the spacing of everything.
Yeah.
And
are you still doing the RC car thing?
actually, I sold that.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I know that I remember running into you out in Magna. I mean, there's no way you would have remembered me because I was nobody at the time, kind of like not now.
whatever.
But,
You've never been nobody.
No,
no, I came out a legend from my mom's,
Yeah. Pretty
hoo ha. I was born a legend. Rest in peace, Mom.
I came out of Robbie's mom's hoo-ha last night. Does that make me a legend?
Jesus Christ, Murph.
Does she know that?
Yeah, she does.
Does she know
told
your
me
friends
to.
or?
She told me to do
Is
that.
this? Are you breaking the news to her right now? Right now?
Sorry, Mom. I know my mom.
Does your
will
mom watch this?
Unfortunately, yeah. I
Oh
tell her
my
not.
God.
I tell her.
it's mom jokes.
I can't
I tell my
They're-
mom not to watch it, and she still watches it. And I think she's learned to like not tell me that she's seen it.
Oh, I couldn't even
but I
imagine if
could
my
tell-
parents watched me like this.
Oh yeah, no, I tell her not to. I'm
Yeah.
like, because she asked me, she's like, "Is your podcast thing something that I can watch?" I'm like, "Please don't watch it, Mom."
But so just,
then-
he's being very civil tonight. Usually it's Murph's mom every other thing.
I'm trying to calm it down.
Oh, okay.
Trying
being
you know.
professional.
Does your mom
Trying
watch?
to be.
Huh?
Does your mom watch?
Yes. But my mom's a good sport. Like,
Mom, that's a good-
See, I'll be that mom.
Our moms are both good sports.
See, I'll be that mom, but my parents aren't like that. If my parents watch this, well, my mom's passed away, so it'd just be my dad. But he'd be like, Julene, you shouldn't talk like that.
I mean,
He would actually shut it off. I can remember, we were just talking about this at the shop the other day. I grew up really, really sheltered, super sheltered.
Mormon.
No, my dad, his first marriage was in the LDS church or LDS temple. He was all that good stuff. And his words, when he decided to divorce his wife, he went in the backyard and dug a hole and threw his garments in there and waited for the lightning to strike him because he really didn't think it was going to get him.
Oh my gosh.
And then he's like asked to be like removed from all church lists. He's like kind of, I might say he's like anti-Mormon. I mean, he's kind of not in favor with them too much. But the funny thing is he carries a lot of Mormon values still with him. So,
Probably good, you
so
know.
I was,
nothing wrong with Mormonism.
There's
They're
a lot of
bunch
good
of
values.
do-gooders.
so we had a lot. My mom used to always say that they were the chaplain for the church of what's happening now. And so you had Sundays off and you kept your 10%. That was like my mom's running joke when we were kids.
Get Sundays off and keep your 10%.
But no, now what did you ask me? I don't even remember now.
We were talking about moms.
Moms.
Yeah, I don't
Good,
remember.
being a good sport. Mom's being a good sport.
You're asking about if I was raised Mormon, and
Oh, yeah.
I was going somewhere with it. But see what happens when you get old.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I do that all the time. No, I was gonna say my mom is such a good sport that she was at my warehouse the other day, and Weston was there too, and he was like, "Oh my god!" And he throws up the camera, and he's like, "Hey," my mom's name's Val. Everybody knows that, but he's like, "Val, what time am I picking you up tonight?" And my mom turns around, she goes, "Same time as last night," and I was like, "Mom, no!"
She needs to add like a.
My mom's a good sport. I love
No, so I was gonna say I was growing up sheltered. So because if my parents watched this, my dad he would have shut it off like a long time ago, and then he would have talked to me about it. And
My mom will probably talk to me about this.
yeah, but so I remember going to 2 movies in
and I'll
theaters as
talk
a
to you
kid.
later.
Homer.
I remember going to 2 movies in theaters as a kid. Like so, we went and saw Back to the Future.
Ooh.
And then we went and saw Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But my dad made us leave when Indiana Jones reaches in and pulls out the guy's heart. Like, that was like, he's like, get your coats, kids. We're leaving. Just, nope, this is terrible.
Really?
Yeah. Like, he was like, not having it. And I remember when I was 19, so it was a long time ago, like almost 30 years ago.
7 years ago.
Back when you used to rent like VHS movies.
Oh, yes.
From, Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Blockbuster video.
Yeah, we had a Hollywood out. Anyway, but I rented The Ref with Dennis Leary. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it to this day. I had a boyfriend over. I don't
Either
know who
way,
the guy
can you
was.
tell?
Do you guys know who Dennis Leary is? Like, it's like he's like a white Samuel Jackson. Every other word is fuck. Like, he's just like, yeah, he's a.
He was a
awesome.
comedian, right? Like a
I
stand-up
think he
comedian?
was. Yeah. I mean, he's kind of harsh. He's got a raspy voice. And anyway, so he's super foul-mouthed. And all I remember in the movie was, so I had a boyfriend over. We rented the movie. We're watching it. And
You
so
felt guilty,
so he comes over, or my dad was like in the other room, and me and my boyfriend are in the front room watching it. And at the part of the movie, Dennis Leary's like a robber or something. He breaks in the house, and he's like, the husband and wife are tied up, and he's just dropping F-bombs and going on. And my dad comes in the front room, and he's like, you guys can't be watching this in my house. And he shut it off and took the VHS out of the VCR and like threw it in the corner. I was like, okay. That was a little bit embarrassing when you're 19 years
Yeah.
old and you're.
You should have said, "Fine, Dad. We're gonna go make a movie."
My dad was said, out of my house now. Yeah, no. So
Well, that's good. I mean,
I'll be the mom like you guys have to my kids, but I can't even imagine having a parent
No,
like that.
my mom probably would have done the same thing. Not gonna lie, my mom was pretty cool. She let me get away with way more than I should have, but she didn't necessarily approve of it. You know what I mean? Like,
So how are you going to be with your daughter?
she gets away with murder already.
so what the first year? Well, I'll tell her. Can I tell her a story about King of the Hammers?
Yeah.
So
Okay, hold on. Let me just clear something up first.
we're good now.
My mom and Murph are like best friends now.
Yes, we are good. Now.
Like,
We
really?
are.
Okay.
Truly,
Yeah,
they're like-
Started off
I love
different?
her.
My mom loves Murph.
Yes, I love her too. She's
Not in a
awesome.
joking way.
Not in a joking way either. But so no.
He loved her last night.
Yeah.
Sorry, Robbie's mom.
No. So like I think it was my first year ever at King of the Hammers, and I sponsored Robbie down there. So I had my sticker on his race car in the front, and I think I paid for the race, and we were staying in my motorhome, and like we were.
You were like my biggest sponsor.
Yeah, I was definitely your biggest sponsor. And then Robbie didn't even have a GPS. So
I'm not sure if I was still sponsored by Low Range that race or not.
So me and Brad, Badass Brad,
Badass Brad.
Macaulay Culkin. Anyway, well, his last name. Anyways, how do you say his last name?
McCulkin.
Yeah, well, we call him Macaulay Culkin. But anyway,
Macaulay is his first name.
yeah. No, but so me and Brad bought a GPS for Robbie, and like they were installing it in his car, and his mom was like, "Oh,
Thanks
yes,
again,
no."
Brad.
Yeah, and all of a sudden she was talking to them. She was peeling my sticker off his car, and then I think it was Sally,
Oh yeah.
and Sally was like, "Hey, wait, what are you doing?" And she's like, I just want Robbie to stick to race car parts and
Yeah. Well,
She was filtering your
She didn't
stickers.
approve that it was a vape
Salt
shop.
Lake vapors, you
She
know.
didn't approve that it was.
And
a
then
vape
they
shop.
told her they're staying in his motorhome, and he just bought that GPS they're putting in there right now. And she was like, "Oh my god!" And
She's
I
like, trying
remember
to put it back on.
I didn't even care. I was like, "No big deal," until Robbie finished and he pulled up on stage, and the side
was
that
like-
she ripped some of it off,
like right there.
it was on that side, and I was like, now I'm kind of mad. So I remember I went back to camp and I had some small little 5-inch stickers, and I put one on her car.
She
And
didn't notice.
my
She got
payback.
home and she sent me a text. I guess Murph got his payback.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but now we're all good, and I still don't hold a grudge. I think it was actually funny, and
That's awesome.
yeah. So
What's your mom's name? Carrot.
I mean, sugar. I mean, I don't know. What is her name?
Responsible for
I'm gonna
these
go
two.
through and edit this. And go, beep beep. And have Brad edit this and have him put bleeps over. it all.
Oh gosh,
So my dad's name is Dick. So there you go. Yeah.
Richard or just
He,
Dick?
Just is
No.
that short for?
it's Richard, but yeah. He's gone
I
by
was
Dick
asking-
his whole
I was-
life.
What's his middle name?
So he's 84. And
Huge.
I always ask Big Rich, is Rich short for Dick?
so I don't know his middle name. He's always signed his name Richard C. Walton formally. And we always asked him as a kid growing up, what does C stands for? And he's like, it's nothing. It's just the letter C. I'm like, you didn't get a middle name? He's like, no, they just gave me a middle initial. But
He's hiding something.
But we would always say cranium, like growing up.
Dickhead.
So that was like the joke, you know?
Yes.
But my mom's nickname for him was Dick Honey. Like, like I'm not kidding.
Dick Hunter.
Dick Honey.
Honey.
Mom, no. No, not when my friends are here.
Exactly. She'd be like, Dick Honey, can you? And I'd be like, oh.
Dick Honey. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use that. Want some of this Dick Honey?
Okay, I didn't see. It was nothing like that. But it was an innocent old lady saying Dick Honey, but it still was like, oh, I don't want to hear my mom say that.
I worked in the restaurant business where there was a few people like.
Was it a buffet?
No, it was not a buffet, but
would've
there
guessed
was
it
a
was a
few people
buffet.
in there named Dick, and I just remember like some of the waitresses yelling across the line because I used to be a dishwasher, you know. But they would be like, "Dick, Dick," and I would be like, just as a little kid, 15 years old, laughing because they're screaming "Dick," and
That's funny.
it was funny.
No, food industry has. So you worked at the strip club that served food, not alcohol.
Well, it was Flying J. That was my first.
They have a strip club at Flying J. I did not know this.
It's for the truckers. It's
Yeah,
mainly
back in the
truckers.
showers. Back in the
Yes.
trucker showers.
Yeah. It's mainly truckers.
I remember
behind the showers.
I remember years ago. This is like maybe not way long ago, but maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. Big and Little Rich were sitting there arguing. Little Rich was like, "I'm sick of everybody calling me Little Rich," and I was like, "Why do you care?" You know, I was like, "That's how we tell the difference." When
Yeah, Big
on
Rich,
Facebook,
Little
it's
Rich.
like Rich Klein. Rich
It's in my
Klein.
phone is Little Rich.
Yeah, yeah, it's in my phone as Little Rich as well. But he's like, he doesn't care being called Big Rich, because Rich is long for Dick. Imagine if you were Little Dick. And I was like, oh.
That does
So now
change the
I don't
context of it.
really call him Little Rich anymore.
So would you rather us call you your dad Big Dick and your Little Dick, or
Well, that's what he was getting at. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm so sick of this. And I was like, all right. So I haven't
See,
really-
mine's like I have him in my phone as LIL, like Lil
I
Abner,
have
or
the
like
same
Lil.
thing.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah, Little,
yeah,
like Little Kim, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
Little
LIL.
Richard.
Little Rich.
Yep, that's exactly what I've got. Like,
But I no longer call him Little Rich, just because I'm like, that is kind of gross.
I don't think I've called him that to his
like,
face.
hey,
but when
I
I'm
was
talking
I was
to
like, I
people,
would
I
be-
say it. You know.
If my name was short for Dick, I wouldn't want to be called Little.
Hey, I actually have a video of Little Rich. I wonder if we should.
Is that the one when he was doing like the
Dance off with Chad Spoon?
Yes, yeah, and he was like humping the wall, and
No,
like
that
wasn't there a
was-
dildo involved too?
Yes.
I'm
that
pretty
was
sure.
Barney. It was my dildo.
It was a purple
It was that
dildo, I
Delta.
remember.
That was Barney.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was at the
that
old
was
school
my
rock
dildo.
crawl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Oh yeah, you were there for that.
I didn't see it. I saw the video.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
get invited.
That was when Chad Spoon.
You said I had to stay over on the prude side.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's
So.
right. That's.
We made you stay over there?
Yeah, you drew a line in the ground.
We said,
And you said, no, Julene.
No,
Yeah.
Julene.
You had a big no, Julene.
no, Julene's
right there.
allowed.
Well, I remember.
And then you put a shock collar on me, and you put an underground wire. And if I tried, I got zapped.
I
So-
don't think.
I went over there and tried to hang out and drink, and she was like, "Murph, you got like 3 minutes, and then you got to go."
That's pretty much how it was. And he just brought me a panty dropper, so it takes me that long.
I did bring you a panty
You did bring me a
dropper, huh?
panty dropper.
You were like,
And I was like, this is going to be disgusting because you told me what's in it, and it was delicious. I need
not
more.
What you think?
Like when you told me it had beer in it, because I'm not a beer fan.
beer and vodka and flavoring. That's
Yeah.
it.
No, I need the recipe
For those of you
because
listening,
it was so good.
Delta
Beer,
is Memorial
vodka.
Day weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're planning on throwing a huge party.
Bring your lawnmowers.
Bring your lawnmowers.
Unless you're scared
Tote
because you
goats?
guys know I always win that shit with the stock one.
Somebody show up and just whoop.
Oh, I thought I was going to bring a push mower. That doesn't work.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll allow it. I'll
I'm
allow
gonna
right.
run you over though.
You have to catch me first.
I'll catch you.
I might be big, but I'm fast.
Mine will go 11 miles an hour.
I have the fastest shoes. I bought them at Kmart.
PF flyers. Guaranteed to make you run faster, jump higher.
They're like the kangaroo ones or whatever. Weren't those the their shoes as a kid that were like?
No, I hope the lawnmower race is huge again because I think that was a lot of fun. The lawnmower
Yeah,
racing.
I
Did
think
you
it's-
like the lawnmower racing?
I think it's
I
going to be
did.
big. A lot of our group I know is getting their mowers ready.
I have 3 at my house. So
Hippie was over here a couple nights ago actually getting his tote go ready.
So have they gone away from the lawnmower races the last couple of years? I haven't been.
No, they're
since-
still going.
Okay, yeah, because I haven't been.
well, we haven't done one in a couple years. The last one we did was the
Was Delta
Worlds
last year?
at Sand Hollow.
No,
I
we
haven't
did
been
one
since
at
it's been Delta Crawl or
No,
Delta
we
Classic.
did one at Delta last year.
Oh yes, we did.
won.
Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Duh. My bad. Sorry.
So the
So-
last year I went was the last year Craig Stump was doing it. I haven't been since it's changed.
So it's been actually 3 years, I guess, because then Big Rich took it over, and then there was COVID year, and then Big Rich did it again last year.
Hey, wait. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do them have an expiration date on them?
Yeah, but it's still only worth $100 from 2018.
Well, no.
No inflation.
You know
No,
what's
I
funny
didn't.
is everybody comes in here and they see I don't know if you can see it with the cameras, but they see my check on the wall and they're like, that's the first thing. They're like, oh, you have a big check? They're like, only $100? And I'm like, that's the most I ever got paid for a race, I think.
Well, I think I have 3 of them. I have a 300, a 200, and a 100.
You took third place. What do they want you to have more money?
Yeah, like, come on. It's
If
not
you
like-
wanted more, you should have
I
taken
got
first.
second loser.
No, Roland actually gave me one of his to put in the shop, so I need to hang it up so that it's on. Because I thought they were kind of cool.
They're
I think it's
badass.
very
It seemed like
That's my
everybody was.
favorite trophy.
Yes.
It seemed like everybody was really happy to stand on top of their.
I've got
with a big
I've
check
got
to
100
hold.
trophies over here, and that's my favorite one.
I
Yeah.
have 3 of them, and I have them like nice and neat where they're not going to get trashed inside my shop because I want to hang them up inside my shop that I'm building at my house.
Very nice. Well, thank you. No, I thought they were cool.
I think they're
After I
really
gave them all away, I was like, damn, I should have
But
made one more.
I'm just wondering, do they have an expiration date?
No,
Okay.
I have it all in my computer, like who all won everything.
So I still
Victor
have credit
Fontana
there?
just actually used his like
Wait,
a month ago.
I have a
he,
gift.
he didn't die? Like, how old is that fucker? Like 70?
He's
or
younger than
something?
you.
I know,
think,
right?
I think he's all our.
Do you know Victor's younger than Murph?
Victor's my age, from what I understand.
He's younger. Well, I don't.
How old?
He
I'm
just
47.
looks old.
How old are you?
I was born in 76.
So I'm older than you. I was born in 74.
Oh. So, yeah, Victor.
Victor was born in 84.
No. Victor, I think, was born in 77.
Victor,
I think
a long
Victor
you need
was
to answer this when
77.
it's posted. How old are you?
I'm calling Victor out because he loves to start stuff.
Yes,
Victor is
he
just
loves
that
it.
old from a long life of losing races.
Oh.
Oh. And you still have some
And-
links at the shop to pick
So,
up,
yeah,
Victor. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, I used to think Victor was like super old, and then he was like Murph, you're older than me. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not that old. But a lot of people, I'm not like bragging or anything. But
He's only 3 years older than me.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think that I'm as old as I am. I'm 46.
If you shaved, you'd probably have a baby face.
Well, and my attitude, I still act like a dumb kid, And
Really? Tell me more.
Yeah.
I would have never. What?
So, but
Is this news hours? Is CNN breaking news? Because I would have never thought.
yeah, but it's.
Did you get permission from your mom to be out late tonight?
She's coming over later, isn't she, Robbie? Anyway, but no, I love Victor. I seen him at the Off-Road Expo this year. I haven't seen him.
Nah, Victor. I just like giving Victor shit.
Yeah,
he likes giving me shit.
Yeah, he likes to push the button sometimes. Sometimes he goes a little too far, but it's all in good fun,
No, I like him a lot. One of my new employees, I think, used to work for Victor. And when he applied, he was like, I was like, who have you worked for? And he's like, I used to work for Victor. Does that help or hurt me? I was like,
get the fuck out.
You flip the table over.
no, Victor's a good dude.
No, I think, funny story about Victor, he's the only one that I've ever bumped in a race and like bumped, and then get the fuck out of the way. You know how Rich always tells you? So it's bump, or it's siren, whatever, and then bump, and they still don't get up, send them for a ride.
So you get 3 noises, 3 bumps, and then...
Yeah, but I just leave my siren on.
You can like pit maneuver them if you need to.
You just hit them hard.
You don't want to pit maneuver them.
You just hit them hard enough to where they're like, Jesus, fuck, I'll get out of the way. And I hit Victor that hard. But he wouldn't get out of the way. But my car wasn't running very good, but he was still running slow. So he'd get me out of the corners, and I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And then I'd finally catch up to him, and he wouldn't get the fuck out of the way. So finally I was just like, bam, and I hit him, and he pulled right over. And I think Leanne was co-dogging with him. And I think she was like, God damn, Murphy really hurt my neck with that. I was like, I felt bad about that. But
do you still have your race car?
I do. Yeah.
Are you going to race it again?
I did.
Do you still? You're still going out?
Yeah, we just
for some reason I'm not getting any of this info.
Well, he always loses.
Whatever.
He's not very fast.
Whatever.
Victor definitely.
Are those counterfeit checks you have on the wall of mine then?
Victor would be.
I just raced Moab, which was a month ago.
Yeah, that was right before Easter, right?
Yeah, and then I think I got 9th or maybe 7th
out of 6.
Out of 6.
Out of.
He only did 2 laps out of 7.
Just kidding.
I don't even know how
I've
many
never
there
raced.
was. I think it was 23 people. Was there 23?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. If there was.
Was this in the Pee Wee race?
If there was
midget
23,
race?
if there was 23 racers, you maybe got like 20th.
Did you race?
No.
Oh, and you're giving him crap.
Well,
I co-drove, but we didn't do any better.
okay.
We didn't do any better.
Yeah, they only made it 1 lap. I made it 3.
Well, it's like all the people originally from like 10 years ago. It seems like all you guys have like kind of moved away from the regular competition stuff, like Chad and Calvin and Rollin and you like.
Yeah, I mean, I
Tim,
So when
Tim
I-
somebody.
Tim still has his car. Calvin and Chad still have their car, but I haven't seen them race for a while. I mean, it's hard with kids, dude. I get it.
Yeah. No.
For me, I went
Rollins told
to
his.
every single race I could my first year of racing and my second year of racing. And I didn't realize like how expensive it is. Now I realize like, and before I could have had sponsors and I was like, nah, I'm self-sponsored, thought I was that cool guy. And like, no, I'll sponsor other people and just myself. But
Right.
now I'm like, no, I need some fucking sponsors,
Right.
It's
Not cheap.
It's
Well,
not cheap.
Some of those races, like Moab, it's pretty easy to burn a tire every lap.
Right.
And and then usually if
A tire and a rim.
yeah, usually if you blow a tire and you're trying to make it back, you're like, I can make it back to the pit. It's only a mile away. Usually you'll wreck the rim on the way.
So that's $750.
Yeah. Every
Tire
every,
and a
so
rim.
and it's pretty easy to do that every single
Every lap.
So if there's
Wow.
5
5
laps,
laps.
times that by 5, like that adds up, I mean,
And then gas now being $5 a gallon, especially in the toter home. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
$350 just kind of gave me 3/4 of a tank.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
my motorhome, if we run the generator while we're driving, we get like a mile per gallon or something like that. No, it's not a mile. It's not that bad. It's like
Probably
It's like 4 miles per gallon, which it's like 4 or 5, which basically translates to.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
It translates to like $1 a mile.
Oh,
So if we have
crazy.
to go 1,000 miles for a race, that's $1,000, and that adds up pretty
Yeah.
quick.
So
yeah.
That's why I never do any of that stuff. I just stay, I decided to stay a loser.
That's why
Just-
I never
I'm trying to
modified my Jeep. I never did anything cool.
I'm trying to get back into the rock crawling world. It's just way more laid back,
Well, it's
Parks
a little more family too. You all can go out.
Yeah, it's still not cheap.
Right.
It's not cheap. Like, I'm not trying to say it's cheap, but you at least you're not just completely destroying your car in one day.
Yep.
I mean, like, we would work all winter on our car for hammers.
but a set of tires on a rock crawler usually will last you for like 5 years.
yeah, right.
You
Like,
know?
Right.
yeah, I mean, one set of tires lasts forever.
That's my biggest thing is tires and gas. Like when Robbie used to say that, I used to be like, "Oh, I'll pay for your race," and he'd be like, "Cool, now I need to find somebody pay for gas and tires." I'm like, "What, dude? I didn't really think it was that much till you do it for 5 years. I've been doing it for 5 years now. Now I'm like,
When I did it, if I had gas and entry fee, if I could find gas and entry fee sponsor, that was like, thank
yeah.
God.
That's
Right.
what it is
And
now
then I
too
had
for
to-
me is
And then
gas.
tires. I always, I worked for Maxxis forever, and with
Right.
working for even when I wasn't sponsored with Maxxis, I had friends that worked for other tire companies, and
Right.
if I couldn't get tires from a company, I could usually get tires from another racer or something, So
Mm-hmm.
tires kind of fell in my lap, which was really lucky. I was super fortunate for that. And then wheels, I had right off the bat, I had an awesome wheel sponsor that Ultra Wheel always hooked me up just every year. So
And I
That
don't
was
run any stickers on my car except for one, a Summit machine.
You only run the only one that matters.
Yeah, that's right.
not to plug any badass sponsors or anything.
Not to like.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I did.
I need to
have
get like a gang sign that's like a Summit Machine gang sign, It's like a gear.
like the mountain.
It would be
Because I look really
SM.
gangster
No.
with my super fair
Yeah.
maiden
Get
skin.
some
I'm
of them
super
like
thug life.
fake tattoos.
That's what I need.
Arms.
Oh yeah,
With, like,
just go get
Summit
some of those,
machine
like,
down it.
some of those sleeves, like
Yeah.
those sleeves.
They look like fake tattoos and
Yeah,
black.
you just pull them.
I'm gonna get a grill. It's like
yeah.
Summit
Oh
Machine.
yeah. With diamonds in it. That would be the best.
That'd be, or maybe like those rings,
Yeah, have it
Summit
on your
Machine.
teeth. Just Summit SUMIT.
Self-made.
And when I do this, I go cha-ching.
Wait, self-made with Summit machine in the grill.
I can't take all that credit, man. I have such good people that work there.
Yeah,
Couldn't do it without a single
Jimmy,
one of them.
dude.
Yeah, but you know
Jimmy.
what? They got to
Jimmy's been
follow
a
the
rock
leader.
star.
I know, off a cliff sometimes, but they do. But they do.
That looks bad. Too bad. We're going. Strap in. Fuck. Okay.
No, Jim has worked there 21 years.
Dude, I remember when I was like 16.
I remember too.
Coming out there and thinking he was so cool. I was like, man, that kid is so smart. And he was young. He was young. I mean, he's still young, but I just remember being like, wow, he's like running this shop. Wow.
He does.
I thought he was way cool.
No, he is.
I still think he's way cool, but
No, he's like. I call him a machining savant. Like, like that's what he does. He just gets it. He knows it. And I'm super fortunate that he's stuck with Summit Machine through our highs and lows and everything in between. So
I thought it was so cool when I found out that you were local. I didn't even know. Like, Robbie, when I broke one of my links in Sturgis, Robbie's like, just get a hold of Julene over there at Summit. She'll get you some links. And I was like, okay, but how do I order them? He's like, just go down there. I'm like, fuck, I'm not driving there. He's like, to Draper? And I was like, wait, she's local? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, holy shit, okay.
where did you think we were? Did you have an idea?
I was thinking California, somewhere big. You know?
oh, that's
like an insult.
That's the meanest thing you've said
I
all
didn't
day.
know, I was just thinking.
So
that,
I just went up in your mind from it. She's not in California.
Oh, well, I was just thinking like,
Not driving to California.
wait, this big ass company's fucking local, and
We're almost yokel. We're so local. Like,
so that
almost yokel.
local.
well, it's true. I mean, it's funny because a lot of people think that I have like this big fancy building and like this big industrial complex, and it's like, lasers and lights and smoke machines when you walk through the door and weird
not?
stuff.
I was
Only when you show up.
Okay.
And it's like, nope, I'm in like a 6,000 square foot building that sits behind my house.
There's a fucking dog that's barking at you the whole time you're in there.
She harasses you.
Only barks at you, Murph.
She did for a minute, but then she jumped up and like.
I almost asked if I could bring her, but I was
should've.
like,
Yeah, you should've
she can
bring
her. Yeah, you
stay.
should've.
I don't need to be supervised all the time.
Yeah.
I need a break.
HR.
She's
HR had been the whole time. Stopping you short.
Yeah, she'd be like,
No. Can't say that word.
we're going to talk about
Can't
this
say-
later. TPS report.
She's still taking notes. Timestamp.
She just
45
looks at me and
minutes.
shakes her head disappointingly, like,
We're gonna have such a cover up tomorrow.
nope, she keeps us all in line there in the shop. So what do you say? There's worse bosses you could have.
Yeah.
But
Good to have shop dogs. We got 2 of them here.
Yeah. Well, you need to expand. You need bigger, for sure.
Bigger shop.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
You're pretty-
working on that.
you're pretty cramped in here.
I'm actually trying to move next door to Murph.
I hope he does not. But I mean, I do and I don't. Because I know I probably won't get shit done. But I don't really get shit done anyway.
Yeah, what do you get done?
I'm working on Weston shit.
You
all
might
the
get more
time.
done.
I don't know. Because I could see you coming over and me and you just like, well, it's 10:30.
No.
Whatever. That's what we're famous
That's
for.
my wife.
Oh, hi. Hi, Shelbs.
Come in and say hi.
So, but, well, anyway, should we wrap it up? It's been a minute and 15.
Yeah.
Or an hour and
We can tie-
15.
We can tie a ribbon on it. We got anything else to say?
So, no.
I thought we was going to be probed and stuff. I'm kind of disappointed here.
Well, I
I think
mean,
we would do it here.
well, we were going to save that till last. I'm glad you're
Ooh,
open
that's-
to this.
Are you
Yeah.
fading to the
After-
probe?
that's after
Yes,
the podcast.
yes, we have a special chair that
That's
we
the
bring
after-
in, and this sign even lights up too. So yes,
Well.
you look at the sign; it's like hypnotizing.
Now I'm titillated.
Titillating. All right. Well, thank you guys all for watching the Robin Dog Show. Thank you,
been
Julene.
episode
Thank you, guys.
I think this has been a really good one. I
Yeah.
liked it. There's been a lot of things that I didn't know, and it's good to know. And now people, if they want to know some shit, they'll be like,
there's-
"Oh, I seen this on the Robin Dog Show," and
And I'm sure there's more we'd love to hear, so we'd love
yes,
to have you back someday.
yes,
Anytime. I'm just down the road, so
yes.
I'm here.
All righty. And on that note, yeah.